With inflation rising and tariffs increasing the cost of everyday goods, many Americans are feeling the financial squeeze. Groceries, rent, gas, and utilities are all becoming more expensive, making it harder to make ends meet. While this situation is challenging, history offers valuable lessons. During the Great Depression, people faced widespread job loss, food shortages, and extreme economic hardship. Yet, they found ways to survive and even thrive through frugality, self-sufficiency, and community support. By applying these same principles today, we can navigate high prices and economic uncertainty more effectively. One of the most important survival strategies during the Great Depression was living frugally and stretching every dollar. Families learned to repair instead of replace, so their own clothes and repurpose household items. Today, with inflation driving up prices, the same mindset can help. Buying secondhand instead of new, fixing broken items, and cutting out unnecessary expenses are small but powerful ways to reduce costs. Keeping a careful budget and tracking expenses ensures that every dollar is spent wisely, prioritizing needs over wants. Cooking at home and reducing food waste was another key survival strategy. Families relied on inexpensive, filling meals made from affordable staples like beans, potatoes, and homemade bread. Dishes like Hoover stew, pasta with hot dogs, and canned vegetables became common. Nothing was wasted. Leftovers were repurposed, and food was preserved through canning and drying. Today, with grocery prices soaring due to inflation and supply chain disruptions, meal planning and home cooking can significantly cut food costs. Buying in bulk, cooking large portions for multiple meals, and using every part of the ingredients can help stretch a food budget further. As jobs disappeared in the 1930s, people found alternative ways to earn money. Many started side hustles, took on odd jobs, or bartered goods and services instead of using cash. Some sold baked goods, repaired clothing, or rented out rooms to make ends meet. In today's economy, with job insecurity rising and costs increasing, having multiple income streams is more important than ever. Whether it's freelancing, online tutoring, selling homemade products, or participating in local barter networks, diversifying income can provide a financial cushion during tough times. Community support played a crucial role in survival. Families pooled resources, neighbors shared food, and local organizations provided meals for those in need. People relied on one another, creating informal support networks to get through hardships. Today, as higher tariffs raise the price of imported goods and inflation makes everyday essentials harder to afford, community-based solutions are just as vital. Buying in bulk with friends or family, swapping goods and services, and supporting local farmers markets can help counter rising costs. Participating in food banks or mutual aid groups can also provide relief during financial struggles. Self-sufficiency was a lifeline during the Great Depression, and it remains a powerful tool today. Many families grew their own food in relief gardens or victory gardens, ensuring access to fresh produce when store-bought food became too expensive. Even city dwellers found ways to grow vegetables in backyards, vacant lots, and on rooftops. With today's grocery prices rising, growing even a small amount of food at home, whether in a backyard, on a balcony, or using indoor planters, can help reduce food bills. Learning basic skills like preserving food, making homemade cleaning supplies, and sewing can also cut costs and reduce reliance on expensive store-bought products. More than anything, the Great Depression taught the importance of staying mentally tough and adaptable. People accepted the reality of their situation, but focused on what they could control. They adjusted their expectations, found creative ways to live simply, and took pride in small accomplishments like growing their own food or stretching a meal to feed an entire family. In today's economic climate, maintaining a similar mindset is essential. Instead of dwelling on rising costs, we can focus on problem solving, finding ways to cut expenses, increase income, and make smart financial decisions. Being flexible and willing to adapt is key to weathering tough times. The economic struggles we face today, rising prices, job insecurity, and increasing tariffs, may feel overwhelming, but history shows that survival is possible through resourcefulness and resilience. By living frugally, cooking at home, finding new ways to earn money, and supporting our communities, we can navigate inflation and financial hardship just as our ancestors did during the Great Depression. The key is to take action now, adapt to changing circumstances, and find strength in both self-sufficiency and community. It's completely normal to feel overwhelmed by rising prices, shrinking paychecks, and the constant uncertainty of today's economy. Stress, anxiety, and even a sense of hopelessness can creep in when you try to stretch every dollar and still fall short. That's why taking care of your mental and emotional well-being is just as important as managing your finances. During the Great Depression, people didn't just survive with clever budgeting. They also built mental endurance by focusing on purpose, simplicity, and connection. One powerful mindset to adopt is to accept reality without giving in to despair. It's okay to acknowledge that things are hard. In fact, denial often leads to more stress. But once you name the struggle, the next step is to focus on what you can control. Just like families in the 1930s found strength in planting a small garden or sharing food with a neighbor. We can take small, purposeful actions that give us a sense of progress, no matter how minor they may seem. That sense of momentum helps push back against hopelessness. When the economy feels uncertain, it helps to shift focus to small daily wins. Maybe it's planning a budget that actually works for the week. Maybe it's learning to cook one new affordable recipe or mending a piece of clothing instead of throwing it away. These may feel like small things, but they add up. They give you back a sense of control, and that can be a huge mental boost. In the Great Depression, people often found purpose by helping others. They cooked extra food for a struggling neighbor or helped fix a friend's roof. Today, even simple gestures, like sharing tips online, checking in on someone else who's stressed, or offering to swap groceries, can remind you that you're not alone. When you create a sense of meaning beyond just surviving, you begin to mentally rise above the economic pressure. Taking care of yourself doesn't have to cost money. In fact, during the Great Depression, people found joy and peace in simple routines. Going for a walk, listening to music, playing games with family, or spending quiet time in nature. You don't need expensive solutions to de-stress. You need consistent ones. Deep breathing, stretching, writing in a notebook, or just drinking your coffee slowly without distractions can help anchor you during chaos. Today, digital burnout and financial anxiety often go hand in hand. Try taking intentional breaks from the news or social media if it's feeding your stress. Use that time to reflect, rest, or just reconnect with the physical world around you. Mental resilience is like a muscle. It gets stronger when we feed it with rest, hope, and human connection. The struggles we face today may look different from those in the 1930s, but the emotions are often the same: worry, fear, uncertainty. The Great Depression taught us that even in the darkest times, there's always a way forward. It may not be easy, and it may not be fast, but through small, consistent actions, growing a garden, budgeting carefully, helping a neighbor, we can regain a sense of control. We can build something stronger out of the hardship. We don't have to do it alone, either. Just like families lean on each other back then, we can lean on our communities today, whether that's neighbors, friends, or even people online who share our struggles. The truth is, survival isn't just about money. It's about mindset, connection, and grit. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, remember, one small change, one smart decision, one act of kindness, these things matter. They add up. You're not powerless in this economy. You're just being called to adapt, like generations before you. And just like them, you'll get through it. Thanks for watching. If this video helped or inspired you, please consider liking, subscribing, or sharing it with someone who might need encouragement right now. Until next time, stay strong, stay smart, and stay connected.